Hi, welcome back to Christine's Home Affairs. We have got a really simple project today. Over the next week or two, I'm trying to do some really quick projects. We are making a pot holder, but it's not just any pot holder, it's a pot holder that will sit over the top of your pot lid. It's 4 pieces of fabric, very simple sewing. You don't need any skill for this at all. It's got a little opening in the center there, and just as a point of difference from what other people are doing, I've put a little opening at this end and also at this end. So this opening in the middle here will fit over your pot lid like this. So whether you've got a long thin pot lid or the rounded knobs like this one, this will fit on both. And then you've got your little carry handle on the side. Stick around, I'll show you how to make this pot holder, and I'll explain why I've put these little holes in at the end. Let's get to it. There's not much we need at all. I have 2 pieces of stabiliser. The one I'm using today is called Parlan. It's just a really lightweight, fusible, fleecy stabiliser. I have 2 different coloured fabric pieces, and there are 2 of each. This maple leaf fabric, which was sent to me by a viewer in Canada, this will go nicely with the fabric boa kitchen towel I made some time ago. I have 2 pieces of that, and then I have 2 other pieces as well. The measurement for the 4 pieces of fabric and for the 2 pieces of stabiliser are 4 inches by 20 inches, which is about 10 centimetres by 50 centimetres. All we need to do is grab our stabiliser. We only need 2 stabilisers. Grab the stabiliser, fuse that onto one side, and we'll iron that onto 2 of our fabric pieces. Now, there's no hard and fast rule as to the size of the fabric or the stabiliser or even the width of your fabric either. So to give you an idea, as long as you have enough fabric that will sit over your pot and some room for an overhang underneath for you to hang on to, that's all the fabric you're going to need. So let's iron our stabilisers and then we can get onto it. All right, we've got those pieces ironed together, and now what we're going to do is shape the end of our piece of fabric. I've got a little 2-inch circle template here, and I'm just going to mark a couple of curves at each end. It doesn't matter what the measurement is, but I'm going to come in about 1 inch from the outside edge on each side and mark a curve. Whatever rounded object you have is going to be fine. There's no rule as to how big your circle needs to be. You could make an angled shape instead if you didn't want rounded edges. So we'll do that on all 4 corners. And then the quickest thing to do is to place all the fabric pieces together. They are only light, so we can do all 4 layers all at once to save a bit of time. So we can layer all of those pieces and clip them together, and then we can cut everything out in one go. All right, with those edges curved, we can put our layers together. Grab one piece of fabric with a stabiliser on it, and then take a contrast piece that doesn't have any stabiliser on it, and we're going to place those printed sides together, and we'll do the same for the other one. So we've got stabiliser on one side, our patterned fabric, and our contrast layered together. You can pin or clip those edges together, and we need to sew all the way around the entire piece of fabric, but we're going to leave a small opening for turning through. It makes no difference at all where you put the opening, although it'll be easier not to put it on the end because there's not much room. So I'm just going to mark an opening of about 4 fingers width around about here. You can have it on the side if you like, the centre. It really doesn't matter. So from here we'll backstitch all the way around, come back to here with a backstitch and leave this open on both of them. I'm using the edge of my presser foot as my stitching guide, so rather than doing 1/4 of an inch or 1 centimetre seam allowance, my seam allowance is just the edge of my foot. I'll backstitch here and continue all the way. Now, I did forget to mention that it's much easier to sew this fabric with a stabilised piece at the top. There'll be less movement of the fabric layers, and when you get to the curve, continue following along the curved edge, but go nice and slowly. So that's my little opening there. We'll do the next one. All right, with all that sewn up, we need to clip our curves along the edges here. And using my least favourite tool, I have my pinking shears. You can clip into your curves as you go with regular scissors if you like, or you can use pinking shears and cut around the curve. If you have a rotary cutter and you get yourself one of these pinking blades, you can cut around the curve much more easily than you can with dodgy old pinking shears. Just keep your fingers away from the blade. I'm going to give this a press and then we'll turn this the right way out. Once you've turned your pieces through, you want to even out all of the edges here. Roll the fabric across so that you have the stitching line right in the centre and you have that fabric evenly distributed on each side. You can just roll the fabric like this to help line it up and pop clips in as you go until you've got that looking like this. We've got our opening along this edge here. What we're going to do now is take this to the machine and top stitch all the way around that entire edge. After we've done that, we'll give that another press. I'm going to start my top stitching where the opening is, and I've increased my stitch length to about 3.5. 4 is good as well if you want it to go even quicker. One down and one to go. Okay, the top stitching is finished. I've ironed them both flat. What we're going to do is find the centre of the fabric, fold that in half, and I'll mark the centre along here. And we also want to find the centre across here. We'll mark those lines in. And we can place the two layers together. We'll have the printed side faced up and faced down along here. Line up all of your edges. And from the centre, we're going to make a 4-inch mark. So it'll be 2 inches on either side of the centre, which is 5 centimetres. So we'll go 2 inches from the centre on either side. I'm also going to do something a little bit different at this end. I'm going to mark 1 inch or 2.5 centimetres from the end, and then another 2 inches or 5 centimetres. And I'll do the same at this end. mark 1 inch and then 2 inches. So these positions where I'm putting the clips are my start-stop positions for my stitching, which I'll show you in a moment. I've made a couple of black marks in along here. In between this area here, we're not going to be sewing. So we'll leave that unstitched, and that unstitched. And that means that the ending here, where we've got 1 inch marked, we're going to sew that with a back stitch at the beginning and the end. Then we'll move on to this mark here, and we'll sew with a back stitch from here to here and from here to here. That will leave an opening in these sections along here. I'm going to start at that first mark I've made that is 2 inches away from the centre and continue on to that mark I've made. Back stitch, and then I'm going to move down 2 inches to the other mark I've made, continue to the end. Then I'll turn around and come back and do the same from the other side. So once again, I'm 2 inches away from the centre. And I've started from the centre rather than the very end to help prevent the fabric from shifting. All right, we've sewn those pieces together. We've got a gap here, a larger gap here, and a smaller gap here. I've gone and pressed this, and now what we're going to do is open these layers out and separate them. Same on this side. And we're going to take this back to the iron and give that a really good press. Flatten those layers down. I'll be right back. Okie dokie, that's all nicely pressed. What we have here now is an opening and another one along this end and the other one over here. Let's test it out. Place your holder over the handle so that'll fit nicely over that pot lid, and then this just drapes over the side and you can carry your pot like this. But as an added safety feature, what I've put in here are a couple of little finger holes. And what that means is that even though your handle may be a little bit hot, you'll still be able to put your fingers in on the other side and hang on to those handles, but still protect your fingers a little bit more with the fabric draped over the sides, but at least your fabric's not going to slip. So without those finger holes, you drape it over the side. You have a possibility that it's going to slip, so I figure that this will just give you a little bit more support. So that's your flat handle. This will work equally well with a knob on the top of your lid. Very cool. Wasn't that a nice quick project? Once you've cut your fabric, it probably takes about 15 minutes. It's just simple straight stitch sewing, not many measurements at all. Fit the fabric over the top of your pot lid like this. Hold it like this if you like, but if you want a little bit of extra security, then just put your fingers through those little finger holes and you can hold onto your pot with a little bit more security like that. Most of the times your pots don't get that hot that you can't hang on to them with your fingers. I hope you've enjoyed this project and I shall catch you next time. Bye for now.